Hello pool players, I'm going to share something with you that you've not seen me share before. This is an exercise that was given to me by a really good player on the East Coast, and it's a cut shot where we add outside spin. I'm going to go ahead and pocket it in that corner, and I'll explain how this exercise works. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep the cue ball above the second diamond, or at the very least not letting it hit this lower cushion. So if the angle isn't quite right to be able to keep it above the second diamond, I want to at least keep it, like I say, short of this rail. So if you're a newer player, what I'd like to see you start out with is the cue ball closer to the object ball. We still have the object ball in the same location, but we're only about 1.5 feet away from it here. And this will help you to develop the draw stroke that you need. Now when you're this close, you don't have to hit it very hard either, but you are going to have to aim at it a little bit differently. And what I mean by that is you're going to throw this object ball into this pocket because we're going to hit it with lighter speed. And because of that, I will be aiming somewhere around the point of that pocket because there's going to be object ball throw and it should go in with no problem at that point. Now the way you're going to want to do this, look at your shot line, step around it. You're triangulating this in your mind. Let me go ahead and start over here, get some chalk on the cue. Looking at the line, walking slowly around it as I triangulate in my mind the shot. And then once I feel I've got the line right, then I step down in and then I make a nice smooth stroke. Now if you don't feel like you're on line here, get up. Don't adjust your body like this or whatever while you're down. Make sure that you're stepping into the shot line correctly, and if you feel like you're going to make it, that's when you're going to shoot. If you don't, step back out. When in doubt, step out. It's going to be a medium speed hit here. A lot of spin coming to that side rail and coming back towards me up table. Not bad, not bad. Stayed above the second diamond. It's very, very important to start out, if you're a new player, closer to your object ball. You've got to develop this stroke. And then you can advance to the longer shot. Once again, look at the shot going in, triangulate in your mind. Step down into the shot. Low left spin. That one there almost scratched. Put a lot of juice on that one, see? And believe it or not, these shots do come up a lot, and you're going to be able to navigate through a lot of clutter if there's an opening, and you'll be able to pull it off. And here's an example of me pocketing the key ball in an 8-ball pattern and getting shape on the 8. This is a shot that will come up a lot in a game situation. It should be practiced from both sides of the table. And notice here, I'm not putting it down here on the spot. It's above the spot where I start. Now, I don't have these marked like I typically would with paper reinforcements because I don't want to do that. I want to have different angles all the time. And the other thing about this is this exercise will teach you the limitations on what the cue ball will do on a specific cut shot. You might have to put more action through it, and maybe not as much sometimes. I put a lot of action there. It brought it way back up table. This is a very, very common shot that if you can master this, you're going to be a great player that much quicker. And once again, you just place the cue ball where you think. If I place it over here, that's almost straight in. That's easy to draw over here. But I want to put this over here where it's more challenging so I can come to this rail. Now, the other thing about this too, notice that this is in the rack area. So on a draw cut break for 9-ball, this is kind of the shot that I shoot. I don't put quite as much outside spin on it, but it is very similar and it creates accuracy. So let's take a look at how this exercise can benefit our 9-ball break shot. I'll show you 3 breaks here and look at the cue ball and where it hits on the side rail. Now, as we hit the 1-ball, if we cut it thinner or thicker, that's going to dictate where that cue ball goes. But once the cue ball hits the side rail, depending on the spin we're putting on the cue ball, that's how we can change the angle into the opposite side rail. So once again, I'm switching from this side to that side, back and forth. Got to really trust the stroke here. The speed and the spin have to match up. Okay, there I didn't quite get enough, but it did not go down to that rail. So that's a good example right there. That was a little bit thin, and that's a hard one because you really aren't hitting much of that ball. I had this cue ball more towards the center of the table, right? And there again, same thing here. And once again, you can set this up at different lengths. Right now I've got it set up kind of a lengthy shot, but I practiced it a lot, and man, I've hit several in a row before. See if I can make this one. And here's a cool view of how the clockwise spin will grab the cushion and propel the cue ball back up above the spot. That was real good right there. See, right along that second line there of that second diamond. So this is an awesome exercise. I have not shared this with anyone yet. This is the first for my channel. Give this a lot of time. I would say practice this. Put this in your practice regime every week. You know, maybe for like an hour. Just work on it, back and forth. Don't just shoot from one side of the table. You got to shoot from both sides of the table. And what you're doing is you're using low outside draw. And I'm showing you this right now where you can see it on the cue ball. And you've got to match up the speed and the spin with your overall stroke. You're imparting lots of action on the cue ball. It's not a real finesse shot. It's more of a power shot. But I'll tell you what, once you grasp it, you're going to just, when it comes up in a game, you're going to know like you got it. It's almost like a hanger. It's not a difficult one to learn, but you have to practice it. Okay, if you guys would do me a favor, share this video. It's going to be helpful to a lot of players, but it also helps my channel, and I need your help because we're growing this thing together, you guys. And hit the thumbs up. That also helps drive the algorithm. And come and check out the new website. Good stuff. Lots of good merch in there. If you want to support the channel, pick up something, we'd greatly appreciate that. And if you want to see another great tutorial, watch this one right here. And until next time, like I always say, keep on practicing.